Here's the women that we have to watch out for. Oh my God, it's heating up outside. We're getting into the garden, dude. We're hitting the garden. I'm like totally dying right now. I just sat back. I'm like, what is this? It's just perfect timing though, because the stories that we're talking about, I'm like, why is it okay with women acting like this? I've had some women acting inappropriate, including my mom, which, what the hell? It wasn't just a I walk around naked thing. It was, no. Mm-mm. So I don't know what else she'd be doing. Yeah, just no care in the world. Like there's somehow, this is all good and fine. I go, I have issues with all y'all. I do. And men promoted this completely. And I'll read these comments and I'll study the ones on Daily Mail because they're global. And it was so funny because the other night they were going on going, oh yeah, these Me Too women would like totally okay this and somehow defend it. I'm like, why would we defend it? Not me. The whole thing has been men saying we need to rape our sons into manhood. So this has been a major promoted thing. I don't know what the hell happened with this woman because it's beyond that. Because when you read the story, but the entire state of Alabama or Arkansas it's Little Rock, I'm like Little Rock. I can't talk. Okay, Little Rock, Arkansas. It's not Alabama. Did I say Alabama? They're all bad. Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas. It's all the same to me. Into raping kids over in these states, right? Because they haven't changed their laws because they've done this thing where they want to have children with little kids and, manipulate them into the Christian cult, this thing. So this is like the reality of what it looks like in real life, right? They like to say they're not into this, but they totally are. Okay, and you'll see by the actions of the church too here, it's the craziest thing. Um, they go, court releases details of Little Rock's Immanuel Baptist Church volunteers' alleged sexual assault investigation, right? So we have this typical okay, so here's gonna be me like on Oxygen when they pull up these like total rapist looking guys. I'm like, she looks like your average girl next door, like cheerleader, blah blah blah. And to me, she looked evil as hell, but thou shalt, Okay, I just had to do it. Okay, so she's 26 here. She's 26 here, and it matters because they start going into the age thing and this whole ordeal. Okay, Little Rock. Details of an alleged sexual assault that took place between a student and volunteer associated with Little Rock's Immanuel Baptist Church. Because we all know those Baptist churches that like to kidnap children. Yeah, that was real fun. Yeah, no, that didn't make any goddamn sense. Were released by the court on Wednesday. The reasonable cause affidavit names 26-year-old Reagan Gray of Monticello as a suspect in the alleged abuse of an underage boy at the church beginning when she was 23. She's 3 years older now until February 2024. Yeah, so I guess for a couple years she'd be abusing. And that was actually during Me Too time. We were talking about it. So it's not like, oh, she's totally clueless, none of that. I gotta play dumb, 'cause this. Anyway, according to the affidavit, Gray was an employee, so which means that the church is liable of Little Rock Christian Academy and a volunteer in the Immanuel Student Ministry who lived in Little Rock at the time of the alleged assaults began. Gray is facing a single felony charge of sexual assault. She turned herself into the police on Wednesday and is currently free on a $20,000 bond. I mean, it's not much, is it? Okay. And now keep in mind, all my perpetrators, and hell, there's a hell of a lot. None of them got arrested. And we're in 2024 right now. So she's getting a little bit more than the average. But to say that these people get thrown in prison for eons is ridiculous because men keep promoting this online. And I'm like, I have no idea where they get it because the statistics literally show that the majority of them don't even get busted. And it'll be some piddly thing like this. I read the stories every day, unlike you guys who just make up shit and push shit all over online. And in fact, we don't even about 90 some odd percent of the time don't even revisit the stories. And then sometimes what'll happen is I'll go through the mail, the mail. Yeah, I'll go through Google and I'll see, oh, they let that guy go because, it'll be like they made an agreement, Sutton, Sutton. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, so you don't really hear the aftermath of what really happened, after court, or, any agreements between victims and victims backing up, because it's horrible to go through this. Anyway, the alleged victim, who is not named in the affidavit, was also a member of the student ministry at the church, which was how he and Gray met, the FBI prepares affidavit state. So, I don't know, apparently the FBI up in his... Did FBI get involved in your cases, ladies? When these men were going at us? No, FBI is like, you got to beware of these women because they might try to blackmail you, because they're evil and they manipulate men into doing horrible things like raping everybody. Okay, yeah. Anyways, according to the investigator, the alleged victim's parents discovered text messages between the alleged victim and Gray in 2020 that they reported to a senior pastor at the church. I mean, at least the parents did something here, because there's been a lot of parents that promote this conduct and think it's okay, completely ignore it, and do nothing. So the parents here went to the church. Okay, so they're hoping the church would do something. I'm like, are you serious? You actually think a church is going to do something about pedophilia? Okay. The affidavit continued that then head pastor Stephen Smith then confronted Gray about the messages and was told by her that the relationship was not physical. Of course you're going to say that. I mean, who the hell is going to actually... For the most part, most of these perpetrators are going to go, oh, no, no. Okay, so Gray was then removed from the student ministry and required by the church to undergo counseling. Okay, and as we know, there's no fix to this, okay? I'm just telling you guys. As of now, to date, there's no fix to this problem. You may be able to get them to stop perpetrating, but you're going to see something here. So this is not actually the way to fix the problem. I'm just saying this is the joke of this whole thing. Anyways, so they go, we're going to throw her into counseling. Now, I don't know what counseling this was. Is this a Christian counseling? What crap is this, right? I don't know. But what she did, the investigator said, yeah, but you're not saying, is it a legit counseling? Is it a Christian counseling? And beyond that, this is a problem that's beyond just counseling. It's not a fixable thing. So you wouldn't want her around children anymore, technically. And it's not something that you go in a couple times. This problem of flirting with this little boy. You know what I mean? Like, that's not... Okay. The affidavit states that she returned to student ministry shortly after being removed. Does it make sense for her to return after she preys on kids? No. Okay. So then Smith later told FBI investigator. Okay, Smith is the pastor, I guess. Okay, that Garrett Gray had confessed in counseling that the relation... Oh, so the counseling's with the pastor? I don't know. The counseling that the relationship between her and the alleged victim was sexual in nature, according to the affidavit. Now, he's a man, and all these men... Here's the problem right here. All these men like sit there and look, well, she's pretty hot. I would have been really happy if she touched me as a little boy. But, so it's not really that big a deal. But, the parents are upset. So, can you just stop? It's kind of like this thing. Anyway, so then the affidavit continues that Gray and the victim continued sending messages to each other using the Snapchat application instead of text messages. This Snapchat thing is like all over in these stories. I've never used it, you guys. I think one day I pulled it up. I'm like, I have no idea how to use it. Like, I'm your typical mom type, grandma now. I was like, no. I'm just like, I have no idea how to use it. And why would I want something that just... See, the people that want things to go poop in the night is these type of people. And then, maybe there's kids that are like, I don't want my parents seeing our private messages, because some people have some psychotic parents. But anyway, I don't know. But there's a lot of stories with these perpetrators using Snapchat. The affidavit shows Smith told investigators Gray and the alleged victim had additional physical contact since 2020 discovery of the relationship. Yeah, they just ignore it, right? Gray told Smith about this, investigators reported. The affidavit details that an FBI investigator interviewed the alleged victim in February and was told that the alleged victim and Gray had sexual contact when Gray was 23 years old and the victim was 15. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that their AOC, which I didn't pull up, it's probably 16. It's another, like, he's old enough, anyway. Okay, so the alleged victim also said he received nude images on the phone from Gray on a daily basis. Yeah, I mean, this person, I don't even care. Like, what if I really like this guy, right? I'm just asking you ladies, on people who are, like, of age. Do you guys do any of this? Like, just randomly start sending nudes, like, every day? Like, every day. If you're doing that, you're probably pretty psychotic. I mean, unless you're in a really close relationship with this person. But even then, no. It's so... You're looking at this going, there's something seriously wrong with her, just generally speaking. So she's doing this to a little boy. Okay. And she requested the victim send images as well. Okay, so then she wanted naked pictures of this little boy, which would be child porn. What the hell? She doesn't know this? Like, this is the thing. It's like, you don't know that if you have a 15-year-old send you a naked picture, like, you're literally requesting child, like, there's this whole thing with that. And hello, I mean, that's a pretty statewide thing, right? I would think. I don't know. But anyway, per the affidavit, the alleged victim told investigators that he did not remember sending images, but considering the nature of the relationship, he said it probably did happen. I don't know how you would forget sending nude pictures, because I would have never done that at his age. No way. I was so like, this bullshit, this bullshit, this bullshit. I ain't sending nude pictures to anybody, not even to my good friends over here. So, that now them on the other hand, I was like, them on the other hand, I was saying, I go, they probably would have been totally up and, for some perpetration, like something like this, because some of them were a little bit more, okay with some things, but not me. So in the affidavit, the alleged victim continued to investigators that they never had this thing right here. They never had procreative sex, but did have sexual intercourse, either in Gray's car or her apartment. So what that means, I guess, is sodomy. Here's the thing about the church. I was so insane back in the day. So they believed that some people, I don't know about all of them, but some people believe that it wouldn't be a sin as long as you enter a different door. And then in that case, it's totally okay with God. Because the other, they call it procreative sex. It's just ridiculous. Why is this even in a story? Like, just to describe this action here. So they're like, but we did the back entrance, I guess, is the best way you could say this. I don't know, because that's what they're saying. It could be some other thing, but some other sexual conduct. But when they say that, they're just meaning the other thing. Okay, so the affidavit concludes that Gray was on administrative leave from her job at Sylvan Hills Middle School as of February 12, 2024. Why? Okay, so Smith recently resigned as Immanuel pastor in April after controversy about how the church handled the sexual abuse allegation. Yes, if you're preying on a child, you should never give them a second chance. That's like I said, okay. It's a choice to act out. That much we know. But for the rest of it, there's no fix for them. So why would you put somebody that's a child predator back with children or anywhere around them and not report this to, authority, regardless of how minimal? See, they minimize the whole thing. They're minimizing the whole conduct. Even if she said she didn't have procreative sex, she just groomed and preyed on a minor. Okay, but this is the men in it. This is the men in it, because the men's mentality matters so much in it. Because number one, they went to them, and he didn't see that much of a problem with it. Okay, really, at the end of the day. Sorry, guys, stop blaming women for this crap. It's your fault.